Today is Saturday, the 21st of February 2026, and we're gathered here for the 220th program of the Mindful for Beginners program. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to very warmly welcome Venerable Sister Rohini, who is joining us on behalf of the Nissarana Vanaya Forest Monastery to lead and guide today's session. I'd also like to welcome all the organizers and participants taking part via Zoom and through our live stream today. We start our program as usual with a short guided mindfulness session. So I would now like to very kindly invite, respectfully, Venerable Rohini to guide us in that session. Over to you, Venerable Rohini. Much merit.
Okay, thank you, Arosh. Yeah. So today I am going to do an activity for the in-session practice. So I hope everyone can gather a colored pencil, so just a pencil or pen and a paper. If you are ready, we can start the activity. Today, according to our topic, unlearning. So I thought we will do a kind of activity related to the unlearning. So mindfulness is something we all know, paying attention to what is happening right now. So we can notice our thoughts or feelings. So especially when we notice our thoughts or feelings, we need to note them without attachment or note them without any judgment. So mainly letting go of any judgment is the focus, or that is the main focus of our practice. So any distractions we like to avoid, or we just like to observe it mindfully. So that is what we are doing as a mindful practitioner. We do make mindful practice like that. So we try to experience each moment with an open mind or clear mind. So that is what we are trying to do as a mindfulness practitioner. So unlearning is something we are trying to let go of preconceptual things. So we all have preconceptions. Whatever we feel, whatever we think, we have some kind of judgments. According to our knowledge or according to our experience, we judge several things, many things. So unlearning is without any preconceptions or letting go of preconception according to our mindfulness practice. So we can give another definition with other context, but here when we are talking about mindfulness practice, so that is what we are trying to do. So by doing that, we can be a happy person, or in this very moment, we can keep as a happy moment. So by doing that also, we can have a kind of releasing pressure to be correct. So those benefits are here. So we will discuss later on the benefit of by doing unlearning. Right now, I would like to ask you all to do an exercise. So what I am going to ask, draw like a child. So usually we do drawings and we have kind of expectations. It should be a good drawing. It should be a realistic one. It should be putting my 100% attention, and it gives it should give a pleasant picture. So we have a lot of expectation while when we do anything. So we have those things. Right now, what I'm asking, just draw like a child. So I am asking you to use non-dominant hand also. Not the usual hand, use the other hand. So what I want to do, what I want to ask you to do, create a drawing that expresses joy. So right now, if you feel a joy, or how do you express a joy in a drawing? So you need to use the non-dominant hand, and please don't erase at any point. So what I am asking, don't be judgmental, whether it is good or bad, or whether it is realistic or not. Don't put any attachment to the drawing, just draw like a child. So the drawing should express the joy. How you introduce or how you recognize joy. So you can represent it in a drawing. And avoid any labels or any naming. Please don't try to aim for perfections. And one other thing I would like to ask, maybe you can look around and find something that will, for example, a flower vase or a flower pot. You can observe it and draw. You can. It doesn't matter. It should be spontaneous, and authenticity should be there, and uninhibited expression. I'm expecting that. Just a joy. And please try to be mindful on the activity, especially note your thoughts. How do you feel? How do you feel the joy? How do you feel when you draw? What kind of thoughts are there? If you finish, you can raise the hand. And if you want to show it, you are welcome. Otherwise, you can talk about it. So especially I want to hear that what you felt and how did you describe your thoughts, feelings. I couldn't find a pencil, but so can you see? This is my drawing. So that's the few lines are the rainbow and the sun and the flower and a girl. So that is my drawing. Yes, Arosha, Sonali and Panchani's raise hand. Whoever the first one to raise hand, please tell us your experience.
Sonali, go ahead, please.
Mine is the family. I don't know if you can see it. No, you
it's
can't see
beautiful.
with the blurred screen. You can't really see it, but I tried to draw my family. It's just my daughters and my husband. Actually, when I was drawing my daughters, I felt very happy, and then I was like, drawing my husband, I was a little angry because of things that happened yesterday. So that came to my mind, but I still had some peace in there, thinking, okay, yeah, he's a part of the family. I need to draw him as well. And then I put the sunshine, thinking, well, that makes me happy being in England. Sunshine always makes me happy.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I like to see the sunshine. Although the hot weather is not liking, but sunshine is always a good thing. So how did you feel that when you draw it? Like, did you feel like it should be in a perfect manner and the things should be there?
I can generally draw quite well. I've done some paintings and stuff with my right hand. Obviously, I have never attempted with my left hand, and I felt there was a lot more control than I thought there would be. But it was a struggle. It was a struggle to be perfect because
Yeah,
I'm trying to achieve something a lot more perfect than what it should be. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing, Sonali.
Panchani, you're next. You should be able to unmute now. Yeah. Go ahead, Panchani.
Manuel, I can't show you my drawing because it's disabled, but
Try now, Panchani. Try now.
okay. I'll try again. Here you go. I tried to draw a Buddha. Don't know whether you can see. Since I broke my right hand, I'm ambidextrous, so I can draw with either now. I mean, I relate to Sonali. I too was angry before coming to the program. So there were some anger thoughts. I tried to meditate beforehand as well, but still I could not still calm down 100%. Yeah, I am in the sun as well. I've got that, but still there is
How
there
did
is
you
lack of
manage to
containment.
How did you manage to draw the Buddha's face and Buddha's statue, avoiding the anger? Did you
Yeah,
manage?
only thing that came to mind was Buddha. There's nothing else that that can help me right now. Like I got it all going. Like I left my
That's a
job.
good
I'm
thing,
looking
though.
after my mom. Huh?
That's a good thing, though.
Mania?
When you get
Yeah,
angry, if you can remember the Buddha.
yeah. At least that's there, right?
Yeah. There's the second activity.
I think
I will give a
sorry to
simple.
interrupt.
Yes, Adarindu.
I think Arosha also
Sorry, Arosha, sorry. I
Oh.
thought everyone is. Your hand, I can't see because it is in a dark brown.
Yes, the color is different. Right?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
I'll be very quick, but like Sonali, I also was drawing family. If I hold it far enough away, it looks better than it does in real life. Let me switch off the blurring, and then you'll be able to see better.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we can see them.
yeah. I think it was, yeah. I mean, for me, the main thing in my mind is, how difficult it was to draw with the left hand. It's just not. I never really use my left hand for anything in terms of fine control work. And yeah, and also reminding myself not to try to get it perfect, or to, because with my right hand, I know I can draw a lot better. So there was that judgment. I could feel that judgment arising but reminding myself that it was okay because this is how it is. This with the left hand, this is how it is. So.
Yeah. How do you relate it to mindfulness? Is that better than using the right hand or the prominent hand?
For a mindfulness practice, yes, very much so. Because otherwise, making any line go in the right direction, as the intended direction, would not happen without being in the moment and focusing on the one activity. So yes, that's true.
Thank you, Arosha. I started raising hand also.
Yeah.
Did you
So
draw?
this is funny, and I think I'm the only child here. Now I feel like I'm the only child. So when you asked us to draw, I felt like really happy. So I wanted to draw something. Then my little girl walked in. So I thought, okay, I'll draw her. Then I started drawing a face, and then eventually she went. So this turned into. I just kept drawing, and I was like, okay, I've never done that before, an alien, okay. And then I just kept on, and I'm happy with my work.
Thank you, Tarantu. Thank you for sharing. And the next one I would like to give you, this is can you see it? This is the object I'm trying to show you. So I will keep it in 2 minutes. What do you need to do? You look at it. You look at it, and then you can sketch or write about what you notice.
This also with our left hand or the non-dominant?
Better. If you can use the left hand, then you can be more mindful. And we don't need to have a perfection. And that is the next point we are emphasizing, because perfection is one of the layers or one of the hidden agendas in our mind. If you finish, you can talk, or you can show your drawing, or you can talk about it. What I asked about it is, what did you notice when you write about it, or when you sketch it, when you try to draw it? What did you notice in your mind, or the hand, eye coordination, or anything? What has happened? Yes, Arosha.
I wrote rather than draw on this occasion. Equally tricky with the left hand, but managed a little bit. So what I noted was immediately recognizing the object as a depiction of the Bodhi tree, and that reminded me of the Ananda Bodhi tree. I had the privilege of being able to go to Dhammajiva recently. So the piece of this, the monastery at Savatthi and the Ananda Bodhi tree that's what it reminded me of. And I also was thinking about the greenery and the gentleness of the movement of the leaves. Even when you were holding the model in your hand, the way the leaves moved was something that caught my attention and reminded me as well about what it feels like to be under a Bodhi tree.
Yeah. Thank you, Arosha.
It was very similar for me, Manu. I actually drew and wrote a few words as well. I don't know if you can see with the blurring on. No, you can't see. I don't know how to take.
Now we can see, I think, if you keep, now, yeah. If you are not moving,
Does it focus then?
no, not
Anyway,
focus.
that doesn't matter. So I drew the tree and I wrote a couple of words. One of the first word that came to my mind was shiny. And it
Yeah.
was, and I the next word that I've written down is fake, that it's not real.
Yeah.
The next was is association and then Buddhism. So they are the 4 words I just wrote down. So we associate this tree with Buddhism. And I felt like this is not a realistic tree, because the leaves don't hang off the branches like that and things like that. And that
Yeah.
it's unusually shiny as well. So
Yeah.
just notice those things. And obviously drawing and writing is very difficult and very constrained, and I struggled a lot to get the letters than the picture written.
Yeah, true. And what I noticed in your comment is that what we collect as learner. So the realistic is fake, and the shiny, not shiny, and something else also you
Yeah, I
saw.
said the association and Buddhism.
Yeah. So all those words related to what we learned before. So it is a good example for our topic as well, because whatever we learned before, whenever we experience something, we get that perceptions into the context, whatever it is. Right now, what we are facing, the context, it doesn't matter whatever the context, we take our previous values, previous thinking patterns, previous experience into the right now the context, whatever we experiencing. So that is what unlearning is about. Okay, we will keep later on to talk about unlearning. The last one, it take only one minute or so. I would like for you to think about your habitual thought, one of the habitual thought. Related, maybe it's related to drawing, or maybe it is related to using the other hand. It doesn't matter. The habitual thought, one thought, and write it down, please. For example, if someone thought about, oh, I am not creative, or mistakes are bad. So sometimes some people get the same thing, habitual thoughts. So whatever the thoughts you get habitually, you can write it down. Maybe it's related to the drawing, or maybe it's related to the mindfulness practice, or maybe it's related to using the other hand. So one sentence, one thought, please. Would you like to read it? Anyone? Yes, Sarosha.
Yes, I think for me, the habitual thought was about wanting to do something well. So that's a one I recognize. And so in this exercise, that challenge of, having to use my left hand, or, and therefore being not able to do my best work. That was one of the thoughts I noted. But also reflection that as a mindfulness practice, that how useful it was. So
how useful it for being able to do well, or
no, to be mindful. So I guess so it was, but trying to separate what I was trying to do well. Then, so if I'm trying to draw well, this isn't good. But if I'm trying to be mindful, this is good.
Okay. That's the next thing I am going to ask actually. Can you please write the opposite of that thought? So, for example, if I am not creative, then you can read, once in a while I can be creative. So, or sometimes I can be creative like that. to write down the opposite of that thought. So, because sometimes, as Arosha said, sometimes my habitual thought is valid into a certain context, not always, but it comes out most of the time. So maybe it is not valid to the mindfulness practice, but elsewhere, where else you can have that thought, or you can that prompt out that thought maybe. So what I want to emphasize that you can do the opposite as well, not only for the mindfulness practice, but the other times as well. Then you don't have a pressure on what you are doing. It is not bad thing to trying to do your best, but having that thought like a habitual thought. Maybe you wrote that because you need to write something. So I'm not criticizing, or I'm not judging that. Just I wanted to continue the activity talk. Yeah. So okay, then if you want to share your thoughts, Sonali, otherwise we can sum up the activity, and because while you were doing that, we were having some kind of discussion as well. So I thought I believe, or I hope the others got what we are doing and what we need to do. So all the time, if we can try out new things, and whenever you try out new things, need to be not to judgment, or need to keep away your habitual thoughts, and to do that you need to be mindful. So when you're doing kind of mindful activity, then you can focus on the bodily movement as well as the thoughts, and both are very helpful for practicing the mindfulness as well as having the freedom from our habitual thoughts. Thank you everyone for participating to the activity. Over to Arosha or Sonali.
Thank you very much, Venerable Mehenin Mahansa, for that mindful activity. I found it extremely valuable and insightful to understand my own way of thinking, and an opportunity to adopt a different practice of using my non-dominant hand to encourage mindfulness. So very welcome. So now we move to the second part of the session, which is the talk on mindfulness, which is based on today's topic of unlearning. So I will now once again invite Venerable Rohini Mehenin Mahansa to deliver that talk. Much merits. Over to you, Venerable Mehenin Mahansa.
Thank you, Arosha, again. It's actually a very useful topic, the unlearning, as I remember. Yes.
Yes,
It took me 4 years to paint like a Raphael, but a lifetime to paint like a child. So that is what the poster write-up. So when we try to discuss or talk about this unlearning, or especially unlearning, yes, what I felt, go back to the childhood. So we all got a wonderful childhood. So once a baby is born, the parents or caregivers, teachers, relatives, neighbors, siblings, they all introduce lots of new perceptions. the name is given, accordingly the relatives are introduced, and a lot of things happen around a baby, and baby is grasping, not soon after born, but gradually the baby is grasping lot of perceptions. The me and mine and my people, my relatives, and so on. Still, what we need to understand, still the children, their expectations are very little, and they are not separate themselves from what they see or what they hear or what they taste or what they smell. So they are not separate themselves from the experience. So that is also something we need to understand, or we need to keep our attention according to this topic. And they, for example, they don't say like if there is a tree, for example, then I gave you all to draw the Bodhi tree. So they don't say that tree is ordinary or fake, or it is not important, or there's no judgment. There is no any preconceptual attachments or preconceptual wordings. So that is also something different from us to the child. The children don't use that. They always keep their attention with the right now in this very moment. So because of that, they don't engage, or they don't try to manipulate the situation with past habits or past memories. So that is very special for children. That is why they are so happy most of the time. For them, each encounter is a fresh, vital, full of wondering, and enthusiasm is there. There is no any layers of fabrics, no fabrication at all, and no any judgment. But as adults, we carry so much of memories, so much of regrets, so much of ambitions. I'm not saying those are bad, but if we are not mindful, they also can, those memories and the regrets and ambitions, those become filters. So whatever we see, we filter with those things. Then what is happened? Then we see the color of the world in a dull way, not the real colors. So what we see is just coming through those filters. Our regrets, our memories, our ambitions, our expectations, those are the filters. So whenever we see something, whenever we hear something, when we taste or smell something, or when there is any tactile feelings, we have such a things to filter. So those whatever we see go through those filters. So accordingly, what we see or what we hear or what we taste or listen or any whatever the experience is not the real one. So we put most of the stuff before we decide or before we see it thoroughly, we put things according to our vision or our mission. That is why it is a challenge to unlearn. Because the adults having those kind of things, that give us a very challenging situation to unlearn. The mindfulness is something different. When we are mindful, we set those things aside. Again and again, for example, if we observe in the breath, so we keep everything else is aside. Again and again, we bring our attention back to the breath. So that is unlearning. So when we practice mindfulness, that is the only way or most effective way to do the unlearning. Because we are not taking our attention, or we are not getting the observation through those filters. Because again and again we keep in a same thing without letting our minds to go anywhere else. Not any thoughts, not any feelings. So all the time we are trying to bring it back to the object. So if someone want to go back to the child's mentality, so that means we are rediscovering the joy. So how we do that as a mindfulness practitioner, we get the joy, or we rediscover the joy of a single breath. Or sometimes a fleeting cloud will give us a joy. A bird song at dawn will bring back our joy. So if you are having mindfulness moment, all those will bring the joy. So however, this unlearning is maybe some people think, okay, unlearning is like losing the knowledge. However, it is not losing the knowledge, but instead more about clearing the space for wonders, for new things. So that is very important. Sometimes when we have that kind of topic, maybe people think, okay, so we need to lose, or we need to forget our whatever we learn. It is not the thing. What we need to do is, we need to clear the space to have new wonders. But it is very hard. It takes times. For example, in this poster write-up, it says, it took lifetime to be a child, to draw the picture like a child. So for us, we know according to our practice, it takes time because we need to remove those filters. So removing filters, that is invisible for us. Because we don't know we have conceit, we don't know we have ignorance, we don't know we have lust, we don't know we have hatred feelings. So those are invisible. That is why we are unable, or we are having some difficulties to remove those filters. And the other thing is, authentically seeing is hard. That authentic is when we grow more and more, when we get an adulthood, that authentic way of seeing, way of thinking is very far away, move far away. So it bring back the authentic feeling is hard. And the other thing is, we need to be honest to be a child. So that is also hard. Because if we can give ourselves a permission to be honest, so then it is easy for us to be a child, or easy for us to be us to remove those filters. But it is hard. And humbleness is the other one. Hard to be humble. So if you are humble, then you can see the world as it is. And the other, I can remember is the trusting intuition over the convention. So it is also hard. So what we need to do, we need to practice again and again to make that unlearning happen in our lives, to become free person. So how do we do this? Usually we are taught from our earliest days how to behave, how to think, how to succeed. And we acquire a lot of things. We acquire habits, we acquire beliefs, we acquire routines, we have missions and visions. So we have a lot of things in our mind. So it is not actually related. Everything is not related to the body. So all are related to the mind. So the cleansing mind is the most difficult thing. To cleansing mind, the unlearning is one of the most important thing. If we can unlearn, or if we can get rid, or if we can let go most of the things, then we are easy unlearner. Then we are in a peaceful manner, or we are living in a freed world. Because all the thoughts and feelings arise in our mind is the gate of the jail. So we stuck in there. That is why we are not most of the time happy. So anyhow, we spend a lot of years learning, perfecting our skills, learning a lot of skills and refining our techniques and some amazing knowledge. And now we are talking about to letting go. That is the hard one. Some are helpful, some are not necessarily helpful, but over time, many become layers that obscure or let unclear the world's freshness. That is why we can't see the happiness, or we can't see the beauty of the world, because all the time we have that filters. So any light comes to our eyes is going through those filters. Any sound comes to our ears are coming through those filters. Any taste, any smell, any tactile feelings, all those are coming through those filters. That is why we are not authentically free. So understanding unlearning is something we need to do according to our topic. It is not a childish thing. But if you can go back to the childhood, or if you can see your children's childhood, how they behave, they are very curious. They have authentic way of seeing things. And they are very actually authentic. That is the most important thing. We can't be authentically see things, authentically hear things, authentically speech, honestly and humble speeches. We can't do those things because we are entrapped within our soul because of those filters. So how do we do this now? The unlearning, how we can do this unlearning? Like everything else, this is also begins with the intention. We need to have an intention to unlearn. So first of all, we need to set the intention to notice or to be present, to meet our experience as it is. So this start with meditation or observing the breath or sitting quietly and observing the posture. Those are the object we keep to keep our mindfulness and keep our intention in the present moment. So to keep going on and on, we need to have one object. It can be the breath, or it can be the chain of thoughts. Maybe it's feelings. Especially for a beginner, it should be the breath or the posture or your bodily feelings. That is easy way of starting the mindfulness practice. So when we practice unlearning, the initial stage is need to have an intention, and you need to practice it first of all as a meditation technique, or sit quietly and observe one object, keeping one object at a time. So when we learn not to grab all those thoughts and feelings, And instead of grabbing, if we can let them go or let them come and go. So we can't stop those thoughts. Thoughts will come like a chain of thoughts. Those thoughts will come like a parrot of thoughts. Thought will come again and again, they will come. But if we are not grab them, if we can let them go, they will come again. But it doesn't matter if we are skillful to let them go. Then over time, there should be or there could be a space between a stimulus and the response, action and the reaction. There should be a space. When we practice again and again, that space get widened, more and more widened. In that space is the freedom. That space is the childhood or beginner's mind is lying on. So what we need to do, we need to get that space widen and widen by practicing mindfulness through a sitting or observing the breath or observing the posture or observing any tactile feelings as a beginner, and then later on thoughts or feelings. I mean emotional thoughts, emotional feelings. So those are the one for a beginner. And that is not the only way of practicing unlearning or practicing to go to a beginner's mind. And every moment is opportunity. Like washing dishes, walking in the park, listening to a friend. All can be approached with the same gentle attention, the same willingness to see the new. So I will suggest, try this week to bring a child curiosity to something ordinary. For example, pick up a stone while you are walking in a park. Pick up a stone, or just pick a flower, a leaf, and notice its weight. Notice its temperature, how colorful, what is its texture. Just imagine you have never seen anything like it before. So just take it as a new thing, and observe it thoroughly. Let yourself be surprised. So just do it this week, try it, and you will be surprised yourself how it helpful to be mindful, to practice mindfulness, as well as how it help you to be a happy person. A joy will come when you observe that random thing, something ordinary, but when you start to try, when you start to look at it in a different way, you will find a joy behind it. And the other thing is, you can catch yourself reacting automatically, pausing before you respond. So as I said, action and reaction. In between, if you can observe it, so if you can at least one per day, if you can stop before respond, and if you can observe your feeling before that, and observe what you see or what you feel. I mean, see means maybe you feel that your face is getting red or face is getting hot, likewise. So maybe there are many other feelings behind it. So just observe it, and you might get surprised what is about the outcome. So this we are talking about unlearning. So unlearning needs courage. Otherwise you can't. So unlearning needs courage, and unlearning needs intention. And you need to acknowledge we do not know everything. That is also important. Humbleness should be there. And forgiveness should be there. And acknowledging that you are not know everything, that should be there. An egoistic, less egoistic attitude should be there. What we need to understand is the map we are drawing is not the territory. The map we are constructing is not the reality. So we need to understand that. So that is why we are unlearning. So through unlearning, we understand that. So we can say, someone will, like me, I can say that, and you will listen it. And by the time you are listening, you might feel, okay, yeah, that's true. And later on, you will not practicing it. And then you are not having some kind of freedom. So if you want to practice, you need to understand this and you need to put this into the practice. Otherwise, you are drawing lot of maps, but it is not your reality or your territory. That is why Picasso said he had lifetime work to be a child. So he is not getting rid of his skills or forget his skills, but rather he gained full skills. That is something deeper. So in mindfulness practice also we get that kind of deeper insight skill. And I am inviting you all to practice it and practice the unlearning as a lifelong practice. Return to simplicity and return to directness. Return to in this very moment. And right now, whatever you feel your right now, whatever bodily feelings, you can take it as a grant to have a freedom or grant to have a joy. Likewise, just your body is with you all the time, wherever you are, whenever, you can be mindful using your body. Just notice your body, how you feel, the sensations of breathing, or just you can get few breaths mindfully. Let go of your stories and your ideas and your roles, what you need to do list, or all those things you can cut off for a few seconds with being with the breath. Simply be live. That is the foundation of both great art and great living. So I hope you all having or practicing or looking for to have a great living or have a great life. So for that, we will practice mindfulness again and again, daily basis. Just be with the bodily sensation, or the breath, or the any sensations. It doesn't matter where you are, while you are walking, while you are sitting in the bus or in the car, while you are sitting in the office. It doesn't matter. A few seconds or few minutes is making your life changing unlearning, and all the wishes for that. And I hope you enjoyed the speech and you got some kind of ideas to do, how to do the unlearning. Thank you, and thank you for listening. Over to you, Arosha or Sonali. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Rohini. Yeah, Arosha had to leave. We both are struggling with some personal arrangements today. However, it's now over to Samantha to host the question and answer and the reading reports.
Thank you, Sonali, and thank you, Arosha, and thank you, Avasarai, Venerable Rohini, and thank you for that wonderful exercise and advice and a talk about unlearning. That's something I didn't really contemplate before, I must say, until today, and it has been really interesting. So I'm looking forward to discussing it later on. And if anyone has any questions on the topic Venerable Rohini was discussing, please do ask at the end of the session. just either raise your hand or send the questions to me directly or put it in the chat there. And also, if you have any questions with regard to the exercise or your meditation practice, they're all mostly welcome. So what I'll do is, before I go on to read this week's reports, Venerable, we have one report which I'll read soon, but I'd just like to just remind anyone, who especially for any newcomers to the program, on the basic practice, the guidance set out by Nissarana Vanaya on how to meditate and submit your experiences in a report to Bhante or Venerable Rohini. I think the details should be in the chat. Let me just have a look. I think yes, yeah. Oops, sorry, I was pressing the wrong buttons there. On the guidance. So, and once you submit your reports, Venerable Rohini or Bhante will give valuable guidance specifically to your questions and to your reports and how to progress in the meditation. There are also 2 helpful video links put together by Nissarana Vanaya that you can see in the link on mindful walking and mindful sitting. You can allocate some time for the practice daily, so starting with they suggest with walking and then sitting gradually, say from half an hour, and increase it to 2 hours per day, and to build up your practice. Then please submit your experiences both in writing for mindful walking and mindful sitting, your questions. There's an example of this on how to do this in the chat. For example, if you're walking, you can describe any prominent sensations, texture of the ground, pressure points on the soles, etc., and or how the body weight shifted. Similarly, in the sitting meditation, again, you can refer to any prominent sensations that you felt at the incoming and outgoing of if the breath meditation was your chosen object, how it arrived and how you felt it at the nostrils, or the rising of the and falling of the abdomen. And also importantly, you can write down your experiences, mindful experiences on daily activities during the day. So it's obviously not just on the sitting on the cushion. We've got 24 hours in a day, apart from the time that we are sleeping. Most of the daily activities we do during the day, we have to sort of practice. That is also important practice to be mindful during the day. Then in the session, Bhante or Venerable Rohini will give valuable guidance to your own practice and how to progress in your meditation. So please do make use of this opportunity and send your reports either in the Google form that's in the chat or by email using the links provided in the chat that's been put in. So this is a really good opportunity to get personal guidance and to continue and how to continue with your meditation and progress in the path. And then you can get personal advice to your own report during the session. Finally, the recordings of the sessions are also available in the link given in the chat, as you can see. And please do ask if you want to ask any questions as well about the practice, about your own practice. You're given, the opportunity. You can raise your hand today in the session at the after the reports. So now I think that's now I will go on to read this week's reports, Venerable Rohini. We have one report. Let me just pull that up. So this report is written by an adult, Venerable Swami Mahansa, Venerable Rohini. First one is on mindful walking. Walked freely few times, stood at the edge and observed posture, felt hardness of the floor, did a body scan at the edges. Then on mindful sitting, sat and observed posture as a statue, listened to sounds, observed belly movements and counted. Could observe 3 risings and fallings. Theruwan Saranai, Uttum Swamin Mahansa. Venerable Rohini. That is the end of the report, Venerable.
Thank you, Samantha. This has been writing by an adult, but as it explains well what has happened in walking and sitting, walking freely and at the edge. In the walking path, the edge of the walking path is the critical point, because everyone, even for the expertise, drop their mindfulness or their awareness at the edge, because it is so lot of actions there. So you can see and you can hear, and at the same time you are not walking towards one direction, so you are now turning. So there are lot of actions are there. So the good thing is, when we realize there are a lot of actions and mindfulness will break or mindfulness will distract, then the best thing is to stop there and do the body scan. Then your mindfulness getting back to the body. So it is a very good practice. Even a good practitioner or the experienced practitioner also do the same thing. So when we are walking and practicing mindful walk, it's best thing to stay or stop at the edge of the path and then turn around, giving your full attention. That will keep you to continuation, or that will keep you mindfulness as a continuous activity. So that's a good thing. And here the body scan at the edge, body scan is written, and that is a good thing. And please do the same. And in a sitting, posture is observed. The posture is a good thing to observe. If you are even experienced practitioner, if you are in a like a kind of, for example, if you are angry, if you are tired, then posture is a good thing to have as an object, because breath might be a very subtle thing to observe when you are in a distressful situation, like angry or tired, so lethargic times. So the posture is the best thing to observe. So here also the writer explained her or his object is the posture. And listening to sounds and belly movements, also the right things, because all those are happening right now. Rather than you are observing thoughts, you are coming back to your bodily sensation is best, because when you are not in a happy mood or when you are not in a focused mind, to observe your thoughts are very difficult, because thought flood at that time. This is not like for 10-15 minutes practicing mindfulness and then later on you are observing your thought. It is okay. Then your mind is very calm and collective, then you can observe thoughts. But here, according to this report, when you have that bare attention, the mindfulness has bare attention. So you observe everything. You observe the sound, you observe the belly movement, you observe the posture. So you are moving from one to the other, that we call bare attention. So when you have that bare attention, it's a good thing to not to look at your thoughts, but bare attention is good thing when you are having such a difficult time to observe one thing. It's actually it is also good thing to have bare attention, because it leads to the complete mindfulness or complete sati we call. So good report. Thank you for writing us. And whenever I would like to mention to this person, if you can continue like this and not to worry, and you are in the path, you are in the right direction, please continue in the same manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Rohini, and for that wonderful guidance, and thank you for that question as well. It really helped all of us. I think that was the only report, Venerable, that we received. So I'll invite anyone, if they want to ask any questions about their practice or about the talk, today's talk. If anyone wants to raise their hand, please do, or put in the chat. Yes, we have one Ashini, who's raised their hand. Please ask your question, Ashini. Oh, I think if someone could unmute her. Yeah.
Thero Saranai.
Thero Saranai.
That report was presented by me, and I am so grateful and thankful for Obuhansi for giving me nice advice on that. So the current situation I am facing is that I face lots of troubles coming to me, flowing unexpectedly, and sicknesses and all the troubles at once. But even then I am doing the practice, not that I intend to do the practice, but automatically, as a habit, every day I go for a walk in the morning and at the daytime and in the evening, 3 times a day, 1 hour each, and are followed by mindful sitting also, basically for about half an hour like that. But I do it because I am accustomed to do that. Otherwise, if because of the troubles I face, I will be thrown away from the practice. So could you please give me some advice and please encourage me to continue without a fail as the way I do now in the future also.
Whatever you do now, it is good. It is okay. And continuous practice. It is very hard, Ashini, to practice continuously. Even in here, so some of my devotees, they want to practice, but somehow they find excuses to not to. So in that case, you are good at practicing every day. It's a very good thing, and I appreciate very much that, Ashini. And as I said before, whenever you can bring your attention to your body, it doesn't matter whatever you are doing. Maybe you are walking, or maybe you are sitting and just watching something. just bring your attention to your body. So it will come as a habit. So everything is, when you do again and again, it comes like a habitual action. So what we need to do, the mindfulness practice need to be bring as a habitual action to our lives. So that is why I am saying that, okay, whatever you do, time to time, bring your attention back to your bodily sensation. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Maybe you walk, maybe you are sitting, maybe you are lying down, or maybe you are doing some other work. It doesn't matter. Bring your attention back to your bodily sensation. So then it will make a habit, a habitual action in your life. Even sometimes when you get sick, you can observe your body. You can observe the bodily feelings. Even maybe it's a ache or pain. Still you are able to do that when you have that habitual action. So we all are having things, Ashini. We all are having sometimes everything comes at once, as you said. That happened to everyone. If you ask here now, many people here, if you ask them, they all will say yes. That is the life. So that is what Buddha said, that life is so full of dukkha. So that is why we are on the path. And that is why we are trying to have a freedom from those sufferings. So you are in the path. I'm so happy that you are coming to these sessions, even for Loku Swamin Nanse's sessions and Chandraratana Swamin Nanse's session, as well here and everywhere. That is so good because you are connecting with every people who are in the path. That's also main thing, as Ashini. When you are having that such a Kalyana Mitra, that's a good friends around you every day, you are in a path, and not to worry. That is the main important thing. Please don't worry about whatever happens. Think it as the life. Not only you are facing all those things, we all are facing all those things. I was being in Sri Lanka for medical treatments. So I had pain. Even now I am in a pain with my back pain and also those things. Nobody can say I am free from pain or I am a happy person all the time. So that is the life, Ashini. So thank you for sharing your experience, and thank you being how do you call? Yes, sharing, and be happy about thinking you are in a right path. You are associated with right people. Thank you, Ashini.
Thank you very much for advising me to Meherin Hansa. As a noble friend, I worship you now and thank you, offering all my meds on your feet and worshipping it. Thank you very much, Meherin Hansa.
Theruvan Saranai.
Thank you, Ashini, for that valuable question that helped us all, and Venerable Rohini's answers, advice. Let me just see if has anyone else got any more questions if they want to raise their hand. Let me just have a look. Please do. I can't. Yes, Panchani. Go ahead, Panchani. Ask your question.
Venerable Manio, it's not a question, it's just my observation. The lack of energy, Manio, sometimes, the expectations of family is so hard with the practice now. Notably, there is very lack of energy because of the lack of ego, but people are not really understanding of what the practice is like. So there's so much expectation to deliver with little amount of energy. That is, there are some moments where I like boosts of energy, but there are some days very little energy. So that's my observation, Manu.
Yeah, energy means the mental energy or the physical energy?
Both, Manu. So there are sometimes physical energy, mental energy is there, like there's so much energy, but there are some days, particularly in the morning, I'm observing lack of energy to do things.
Yeah, so the energy is one of the, you may know that 37 factors of enlightenment. So from 37, 9 is energy. Considering the 37 factors, the 9 of them are energy. 8 of them are mindfulness. So likewise, energy is something we need. I mean, energy means the emotional energy, the mind energy, the effort, right effort. We need to have right effort. So that comes with the intention. So you need to have a goal, you need to have an intention to do things. So sometimes whenever our body is not in a right, how to call, it's not nourished enough. When you have aches and pains because of the malnutrition, I'm not saying you are malnutritious, but sometimes what we eat is not sufficient maybe to give all the necessary elements. So then you feel like lethargic in body. Whenever you feel the body is lethargic or body has no any energy, then mind also get no energy. So because mind and body is going together. So Nama Rupa. So mind, to rise up the mind, you need to rise up your body as well. You need to eat well and you need to get exercise well. So mindful walking is a good exercise. And that in that manner, your body can be in a good position or good healthy body. So healthy body make healthy mind. And in vice versa, healthy mind make healthy body. This goes together, Nama Rupa. So you need to look after your body as well as you need to look after your mind by giving intention, what you are doing. Maybe it is homework or house work or chores. So you need to have good intention of doing that. Did you understand, Panchani?
Yes, Manu, what you're saying is the simple tasks that I'm doing, you got to find joy within them.
Yeah.
Is that what you are saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Manu, it's more like before I had an identity. I knew who I thought I knew who I was, but now I'm nobody. It's coming from that sense, you know.
I am little bit disagree with you that because we can't say we are nobody because even Buddha only sleep for 2 hours. So the most nobody is him. He only sleep for 2 hours and he work other 22 hours. So, and all the Arahat and everyone, even for a good example is Visakha. So she has done, she's a very good woman. So, and what I said, when we get down, when we feel like drained in mind and body, so we feel like that. So then when we say we are not someone or we are nobody, that is not true because in reality or in this world, we are someone. But then we have to face that someone has to face some things. In family life, in working life, we have to face. We can't say with no one. And we can't say nobody there. If you, for example, if someone is stealing something from a shop, then if that person, when the police caught up, that person can't say, okay, I am nobody. So you are responsible for that stealing. So likewise, we can't say we are nobody. and we are responsible for certain things, and we have to persuade for that.
Yes, Manuel. Yes. Ego is needed sometimes too.
Yeah, ego is fully how to call that, defilement is fully erased when the arahatship comes. Before that, even the non-returner has the ego. So don't worry about those things. Just practice and have some good healthy body that will help to have a healthy mind. So both together, you can go you can go on this path.
Thank you, Manuel. Much merits.
Thank you for raising the question.
Thank you, Panchani, for that question. Yeah, so I suppose we could have, until we become arahants, Venerable, I suppose we can have ego with mindfulness at the
Yes,
moment in present
yes,
living.
even a non-returner has that conceit.
Yes, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, because
Sorry, Venerable.
the lower five, the upper five is gone, all eradicate when someone become non-returner. The karma, how do you call, sakkaya ditthi, vicikicca, silabbata paramasa, kamaraga patika, all are eradicated by the non-returner. But rest is there until get arahatship. So one of other five is mana, conceit, ego.
So we should have a gradual practice, and
yes.
not encouraging, not get too disheartened to get everything in one go. Thank you, Venerable. Now we've reached the yes, thank you. We've reached the time now, and certainly there aren't any more questions either. So I think I'll end the session. But also, I just want to quickly make a comment, Venerable. Something that you really highlighted that and brought to my attention through the practice was that to increase that space that really made me think between the action and the reaction. So that's something that I would really take to heart and want to do to increase in my own practice through meditation. So thank you for that valuable comment. So I'll just wrap up now. And thank you for everyone who sent in their reports and asked the questions. And very much appreciated. And also would like to thank on behalf of the organizers. I would like to thank Venerable Rohini for her valuable and Venerable Dhamma Kusala for their very valuable guidance and support in this program. Their advice have been on mindfulness, and the practice has been enormously, with gratitude, been helpful. Also to the Chief Abbot of Nissarana Vanaya, Venerable Bhante Udariya Gama Dhammajiva, Maha Thero, also who initiated this program with much gratitude. May these merits help them improve their own practice towards Nibbana. Thank you also to all the organizers who are maintaining and managing this program, and much merits to them all. And those who have participated and everyone who's listening to this program while the Zoom session or via YouTube or the downloads from the recordings from Nissarana Vanaya website later on. So thank you all very much. As usual, we will meet next week, the same usual time, 7:30 a.m. UK and 1 p.m. Sri Lankan time. So I wish you all a happy, mindful week ahead. Thank you all, and see you next week.